Let me go, let me go, let me go now. Let me go, let me go, let me go now. Jitters in my mind. Shut up. Stop using your damn theme song, your damn song, I should say, as your own theme song, you little shit. Even though I like Jericho. But welcome, motherfuckers, and welcome, cucks, which some of you may be both motherfuckers and cucks. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Here's 25 reasons why AEW sucks ass. Are you ready, motherfuckers? Are you ready for these reasons? All right, let's start then. Reason 1. The company pretends they are edgy and have their finger on the pulse. Now, I'm sure you heard some clapping sounds that I just made by clapping because I'm so irritated that I have to clap periodically when I read these reasons. I'm going to try to stop doing that. But anyways, reason number 1, as I just said, the company pretends they are edgy and that they have their finger on the pulse. This is inaccurate. CodyRhodes can go on Twitter or Instagram or Tout or fucking Fiverr or whatever the fuck, all these stupid websites, and be like, we're going to listen to the fans. We don't need casual fans. We know what our fans like. So that's why me and Michael Nakazawa are going to have an oil match next week. And that's why some of the women, they're going to wear like leotards, and they're going to be squashed by Nyla Rose and Awesome Kong, who are big and powerful and bold. And we're going to be awesome. And then after I beat Michael Nakazawa in an oil match, it's going to be me and Sonny Kiss in another oil match. But this time we're going to be wearing thongs because we know what our fan base likes, except no one else likes that shit. So that's what I'm saying, man. Nobody else likes this kind of nonsense. You know, Sonny Kiss, I'm actually entertained by him because he's athletic, but nobody's entertained. The mainstream audience do not want to see a dude who looks like a girl with an Amber Rose haircut twerking in the ring while fighting other men. And sometimes I watch Sonny Kiss when they put him on TV once every 3 months, right? I watch her, I'm like, oh my God, my brain is like, oh, that's a girl. Why is she fighting a pseudo male, a beta male, right? I'm just thinking like, this girl is fighting this beta male. I don't get it. Then I remember, it's because AEW is edgy and they have their finger on the pulse, and that's what we want to see. Is like sexually deviant people, and I don't mean deviant in a bad way, motherfuckers. Don't jump on me on that. The sexually different people, I should say, out there like wrestling and just being normalized. And that's cool, man. Make it normal. I ain't against it. I'm cool. I'm cool with gay people. But my problem is that they're doing this. In my opinion, it's a little homophobic and very offensive to gay people because they're doing it to kind of, they're using people like Sonny Kiss and Nyla Rose to further their agenda. I don't give a rat's ass if they're like, well, we didn't know that Nyla Rose was transgender. Yes, you did, motherfuckers. And you picked her for that reason because you are bastards. You are spineless weirdos that want to use people's personal lives in order to sell a product. And I actually feel bad for someone like Nyla Rose who's being paraded around as a pseudo freak show, right? Because these people are like, aren't we edgy, cool, and also woke? Yeah, we're gonna put a transsexual person on TV. It's gonna be we're gonna be the first ones to do that. Oh, look, we're also the first people to have a female referee be the referee in a main event. We get it, you pandering little shits. Yeah, it's not edgy, it's not cool, and I guess it is woke, but what the fuck does that even mean, anyways? Maybe someone knows, because they can tell me in the comments what woke means. Anyways, that's reason 1, motherfuckers. Reason 2, they have been started by KennyOmega, CodyRhodes, and the Bucks. All right, that right there is its own reason. They have been started by these 4 indie midgets. Reason 3, they include Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks in their roster, motherfuckers. It'd be one thing if these guys created it and then just left somewhere else and just never to be seen again. But no, they put themselves in the roster and they put themselves over. And I'm getting to that too. That's its own reason later on. Reason 4, they charge $59.99 American dollars in America. So some people say that it's cheaper in Canada. It should be free everywhere, in my opinion. I will not buy their pay-per-views. I refuse. One of my friends, he records them for himself. I'm not sure if that's even legal or not, but he records them on VHS, like I said, and I'll probably just borrow his VHSs only for the purposes of this channel because I couldn't give a shit about AEW, if I'm being honest. So there you go. $59.99 is about $59.99 too much for the pay-per-views, motherfuckers. Reason 5, they were created almost entirely to cater to the smarks. This is not a venture of we need wrestling to be cool again. It is the opposite. It is we need to destroy wrestling even more by pandering to these marks and these smarks, motherfucks. So there you go. That's something that I cannot like and I cannot respect. When you look at an AEW audience, and I should have mentioned this in the WWE video when I talked about Undertaker, but when you look at an AEW audience, you will see things like it's Kenny Omega's birthday. People are like, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Why don't they just have if they have the balls to say it, they should just do the right chant, which is this. We know your birthday. We know your birthday. And they probably whacked off to him on his birthday too, the bastards. Right? It's the same thing. Like I was at Royal Rumble. I drove to Philadelphia for the Royal Rumble a few years ago, because it's always been like a dream of mine to see the Royal Rumble. Bought myself a ticket. Pretty nice seats too, actually. I got lucky. I went there, and when Michelle McCool came out, she was part of the women's Royal Rumble. This is like 2 years ago in the first ever women's Royal Rumble. I was there for history, motherfuckers. These smelly beards all over the arena, and a lot of them near me started chanting, Undertaker. Like, what? Have some respect, you know? Like, if you want me to take the women's revolution or evolution, whatever the fuck it's called, seriously, which I can never take seriously for obvious reasons, but if you want me to take it seriously, don't disparage someone like Michelle McCool and basically chant Undertaker, suggesting that either A, her entire value comes from the fact that she's Undertaker's wife, or B, taking over the moment of people like me who are like, oh, cool, man, Michelle McCool, I haven't seen her in a while. I was actually kind of happy to see her. And they're ruining my moment by basically saying, oh, we know that she's married to Undertaker in real life because we read the dirt sheets and I follow them on Instagram. And that's when I'm not following them in real life, hiding in their bushes. Right? These fucking weirdos, right? So that's the problem. Same thing with the AEW fans, but they're even worse. And AEW, this is not a video about why AEW fans suck. This is a video why AEW sucks. And AEW sucks because they have created this environment on purpose, motherfuckers, to cater to the smarks. Number 6, they are owned by Tony Khan, and Tony Khan is a smart, motherfuckers. Number 7, all the matches are the same. Every match has a tope con hilo. Every match has false finishes, and every match that involves a high flyer ends with either the high flyer hitting his finishing move and winning, or missing the finishing move, and then the other guy winning by hitting his finisher after the guy misses. So that is not good. No bueno, fuckers. Number 8, probably the most important reason from a purely entertainment standpoint. Number 8, they have no stories, motherfuckers. There are no stories here. I cannot get behind, oh, Cody's destiny is to become champion. It's his last chance. It's also his first chance, meh. Right? And then he loses, and then, oh, MJF betrayed Cody. Why did he betray him again? I don't remember, because like when I watched NW, not NW, what the fuck we're talking about, AEW Dynamite, I was watching it at the little cafe that I was telling you guys about, and they didn't have the volume on, but I'm pretty sure his reasoning is, oh, what did Cody ever do for me? He just treated me like a kid, like that kind of shit, like Cody looked down on me. Like it's the same reason that Tyedillenger betrayed Cody. Like if anybody doesn't see it, right, they're delusional. This entire company is based around CodyRhodes finally making himself a main eventer. He could never be a main eventer like organically, so he's made himself a main eventer. Everyone is either betraying Cody or screwing Cody over, or like that's pretty much it. That's in the entire story. There's only one storyline going on, and that is CodyRhodes wants to be champion, and there are people that keep screwing him. People like Tyedillenger who betrayed him, and now we forgot about that. And now people like MJF who betrayed him. We didn't even know they were friends, but all of a sudden they're friends. Now they're not friends. I'm sure one day they'll be friends again, motherfuckers. So there you go. No stories. This is not a story. And even if you want to count this as a story, there are no other stories, motherfuckers. So there you go. Number 9, CodyRhodes is a main eventer in AEW. And as I just said, CodyRhodes is not a main eventer in real life. Now, I'm sorry for the overlap between this and Reason 8, but when I wrote these down, I just wrote them down. I didn't even think about them. I mean, of course, I thought about them when I was writing them down, but I didn't think about everything else that I'm saying. So there you go. Number 10, CodyRhodes doesn't have any more title shots, but he will get one anyways, motherfuckers, because we've seen this song and dance a million times. And one of the biggest culprits is also one of my favorites of all time, John Cena, motherfuckers. John Cena, every couple of years, there's this big angle of if Cena loses, Cena will be fired. Cena loses. Cena comes back in 2 weeks. And he's like, if you had any decency, you wouldn't fire me, Vince, or you wouldn't fire me, Triple H. And the same thing. Triple H and Stephanie get fired after John Cena's team with Dolph Ziggler and Sting beat up the Authority team. And then a week later, fucking Rollins threatens Edge, and Cena's like, all right, I take it back. And then boom, they're back. The fuck? That's retarded. And this is the same thing that's happening with CodyRhodes. If you really think that CodyRhodes is never going to be AEW champion, you have lost your mind. If it's not him, it's going to be Kenny Omega that's going to have the big, long title run. So either CodyRhodes is going to like renege on his word, or he's going to win some like battle royal open for every wrestler, motherfuckers, which will, you know, clearly, motherfuckers, ruin what CodyRhodes said. If there is such a battle royal, like a Royal Rumble type thing, where even like Taka Michinoku has a chance to fucking be heading to WrestleMania as the main event, if they have the same thing, CodyRhodes should excuse himself from the fucking Rumble. He should recuse himself like a judge would when they have personal interests in the outcome of the case, conflict of interest, I should say. So there you go. Reason 11, motherfuckers. They hate on WWE while also trying to be just like WWE. Same exact shit. Different channel, motherfuckers. This is one of the few moments in my life when I am very, very, very disappointed with WWE. And I shouldn't say few because they last a long time. But for a while, I thought it was getting a little bit interesting with AJ Styles and everything like that. I was enjoying AJ Styles. Then Jericho left and a bunch of shit. And then, of course, WrestleMania is always interesting. And now I think WWE has been the worst it's ever been, as evidenced by their like tiny viewership numbers for Raw, motherfuckers. But anyways, here we are, you know, that's what WWE has come to. And on the other side of the coin, we have AEW, who should be capitalizing on this and be building like legitimate storylines, some of which can go on for weeks and weeks and weeks and maybe even a couple of months. Since they're not having pay-per-views every month, it doesn't seem like they haven't sold their next pay-per-view to me. So they should be focusing on storylines. You know, I understand that because they're a new company, they're like, oh, it's a dream match. The Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks is a dream match. No, it's not, motherfuckers, because nobody knows who either of these teams are. There are no dream matches in AEW. They don't have the wrestlers to have. They don't like. Maybe out there's a dream match here and there for like a Chris Jericho. I mean, he's had a match with everybody that he should have had a match with. But you might argue, for example, like Jericho versus Rollins could be a dream match because I think that'd be a great match, right? But Jericho's the only person in AEW that has the capacity to have any dream matches, period, let alone with anybody on the AEW roster, right? What's a dream match? Like, what's a dream match? Darby Allin versus Dean Ambrose? They'll present that as a dream match, even though 3 weeks ago nobody knew who Darby Allin was. It's just like when they were like, like what culture? Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch is a dream match. No, it's not, motherfuckers. Not everything is a dream match. In my opinion, there's like a few dream matches left. And some of them, of course, have passed that moment. Like Sting Undertaker, that was obviously a dream match. Like the number one brooding badass type character in WCW versus the same guy in WWE. That's a dream match. I would argue that Shawn Michaels versus Sting is a dream match. Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles would have been a dream match as well because AJ Styles did a lot of good things in TNA. Then you would have, like, what else would you have as a dream match? Brock Lesnar versus Lashley, I think, is a dream match. That's it, motherfuckers. There aren't that many, and there shouldn't be that many. You know, the entire point is like, oh, it's a dream match, like it's never going to happen. Not like Becky Lynch will come back and we'll have a match with Charlotte, with fucking Becky Lynch, or Ronda Rousey. What the fuck I'm mixing it up, but you understand what I'm saying, right? That's not a dream match because that's going to happen regardless. So anyways, what else we got here, motherfuckers? Now, reason number 12. All former WWE guys that are now in AEW are serious wrestlers in AEW, even if they were pre-show main event jobbers in WWE. I'm thinking, of course, of the likes of Tyedillenger, fucking Trent Beretta, motherfuckers. To a lesser degree, Jack Swagger, fucking, who else they got? That's three. The Gold Dust, let's not forget him. And of course, the cherry on the cake, motherfuckers, CodyRhodes, the ultimate jobber. So that's a good reason by itself. And here's where we get to some of my personal favorite reasons. Number 13, they don't have a mid-card title, motherfuckers, and every wrestling company needs a mid-card title to justify the existence of everyone else in the company that is not Chris Jericho or CodyRhodes. Everyone else has no reason to wrestle. Why the fuck would anyone care about wins and losses, right? They don't give a shit about wins and losses that apparently reset at the end of the year. Like, if you're someone like, I don't know, if you're like Brandon Cutler, or whatever the fuck his name is, you don't, like, you just have a match, go outside, just walk out. Take the 10 count and lose, get paid, move on with your life. You're not going to get the win-loss record by the end of the year to justify you getting any kind of title shot. So that's what I'm saying. And if you're gonna reset it, at the end of the year, you should have just begun it in January, or reset it at the anniversary of fucking All In, or whatever the fuck, whenever they started it, right? This whole resetting it at the end of the year just feels like a cop-out. It's like, oh, it didn't matter, if done right, it could be good, but they're not doing it right. So, and in order to do it right, one of the things that we need to do is to have a mid-card title. But that is impossible to do because Reason 14, motherfuckers, they don't have a mid-card period. There is no mid-carders there. The company ranks as follows, right? There's the main event people, like Jericho, Dean Ambrose, Pac, a bunch of these jobbers, right? All WWE guys, basically, and KennyOmega, right? It's basically like WWE Rejects and KennyOmega are the main eventers. After that, you have the tag teams, and after that, that's all you got, motherfucker. In order to have a legitimate mid-card, you would need not just the mid-card title, but you would need, like I said in my other video about why WWE sucks, a delineated hierarchy, right? I don't know who is better than who. I don't know if Tyedillenger is better than Darby Allin. I don't know. It hasn't been established at all, right? Darby Allin is now fighting Dean Ambrose, who's supposed to be this main eventer. I'm supposed to take that seriously? Where the fuck does MJF fit in? Is he a main eventer now? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on, right? This is a problem not unique to AEW, but a problem nonetheless, and a reason why they suck. Because this is a problem that they could easily fix with a little bit of thinking, right? And a little bit of humility. When someone, there is something to be said about being a jobber, or there's something to be said about being, let's say, like a Matt Hardy, or like a Jake the Snake Roberts, or one of these guys that never became WWE champion, but that are gonna be memorable dudes, right? Because they understood, they're like, no, not everyone's gonna be WWE champion. If everyone becomes WWE champion, the WWE title means nothing. It's the same thing as the women's title at that point, where everyone has it, who gives a shit? So that's what I'm saying, right? AEW, their entire strategy should be, what WWE does poorly, we do better. But they don't. They don't do anything better than WWE. The only thing they do better is have meaningless matches, right, for 15, 20 minutes. So there you go. Reason number 15. They ruined JR, motherfuckers. As I said in a previous video, JR's presence became so almost like The Undertaker's presence, right? Where you would see JR in WWE like at most, pardon me, at most once a year when he would come in and do commentary for like an Undertaker match. And, he would fuck it up, but you would think like, oh, it's JR, like he's fucking up because he doesn't do it consistently, right? But it felt like a big deal. It was like, oh, JR is here to call like an important match. You know what I mean? Just like when JR went to call like Wrestle Kingdom one year, it was a big deal. It was like, oh my God, like New Japan is becoming legit. Like they got JR, right? He did a horrible job there too, obviously. How can he do a good job? We doesn't even understand who the wrestler. You could tell he didn't know who the wrestlers were. He's like, he's just there for the money, man. So they've ruined JR because now he's on every week and he's being exposed, motherfuckers. He's being exposed as not being that good anymore. And the blame does not rest on him. It rests on AEW for having the roster that they have. Reason number 16, fuckers. They have destroyed Dusty Rhodes' legacy by pretending that AEW and this whole scenario is what Dusty Rhodes would have wanted for Cody Rhodes. It is not. I don't know Dusty personally, but I can bet your ass, and I might even bet my own ass on that Dusty Rhodes would want Cody to stay in WWE, have a Mark Henry career, and one day maybe become champion. Not run like a bitch and give himself an Undertaker-level entrance with AEW-style production, right? And then propel himself to the main event undeservingly. I don't think Dusty would want that because I don't want that, motherfuckers. I don't think anybody wants that. Now, reason 17. I touched on this a little bit. Wins and losses don't matter, motherfuckers. Dean Ambrose is undefeated. The year is almost over, right? How many more matches is Dean Ambrose going to have? Let's say 5 more matches, right? How many of those is he going to lose? Probably none. Where is his title shot, right? Why is Dean Ambrose, does he care about wins and losses when he can go undefeated for the first block of win-loss records being measured and then not get anything out of it? What's the point? Like Cody Rhodes was the number 1 contender. They're going to have like maybe one more title match that's serious, like a real one, and it looks like it's going to be Scorpio Sky, right? So the only reason to have win-loss records would be if every win counts the same and every loss counts the same. If you're going to have people jump the line by making arguments like, well, Scorpio Sky beat Jericho, he pinned Jericho clean, therefore Scorpio Sky now has a more important win, so he becomes number one contender, which would be a good argument if you didn't have this win-loss system. Either the wins and losses mean something or they don't. If they mean something, they have to be treated like in every other sport, where it doesn't matter if New England beats the 49ers or if New England beats the Redskins. It makes no difference, right? A win is a win, motherfuckers. It counts the same as every other win. So if you're not going to take that approach to it, where Scorpio Sky has no business being in the title scene, which I'm sure he will be now, then you can move on with your life. You shouldn't have number one contenders matches if you have a win-loss system. The number one contender should be clear months ahead, right? If you're the number one contender and you have, let's say, 20 wins and 0 losses, and the champion beats you, then you're like, all right, you fucked up. You go back a few spots, right, in the rankings, and then, or maybe you don't go back a few spots, you stay in the rankings, right? But then the next guy gets a chance. The guy who's 19-1, motherfuckers, right? And then you work from there, just like it is done in every other sport, basically, or at least as it should be done. Boxing, my favorite sport, used to have a semblance of that. Now it's not like that at all. Now it's like everyone's undefeated, and then they find 2 guys that are undefeated, and they have them fight each other, and then one of them declares himself the best of all time. You know, it's fucking stupid. But it is what it is. Padded records, motherfuckers. So, anyways, that's how it should be. And if you're going to have a system with wins and losses, the matches cannot what's it called? Lend themselves to storylines and feuds. You can't simultaneously have an objective metric of who's better than who and also have feuds, right? You can have rivalries. So it's like, all right, this week, because the bracket made it so, it'll be Scorpio Sky versus fucking Jericho. Oh, they hate each other, right? You can do that, right? Kind of like how we have sports rivalries where it's like, oh, like the Eagles are playing fucking the Cowboys, right? And that's not really a big rivalry, but, you know, division rivalry. So they're like, all right, they're gonna play each other, and it means a little bit more. The stakes are higher. It's a more important game for both teams. That's how it should be done. Now, reason 18, the fans are stupid, motherfuckers. The fans are stupid. I said this was a video about the company, but I cannot go a video without explaining to you once again that the fans are dumb, neckbeard virgin retards, tard beards, if you will, who have never seen a naked woman aside from their hentai waifus. So there you go. That's what I gotta say about that. Number 19, the average height of male wrestlers, and I measured this, I did the math. The average height of all male wrestlers is about 4 feet, 11 inches, and the average weight is about 135 pounds. That right there is reason 19. Reason 20, the average height of all female wrestlers is about 5'9", and the average weight is about 210. And they're ugly, motherfuckers. The vast majority of the women in, AEW are ugly. And when I say the vast majority, I mean all of them, motherfuckers. They don't have one attractive girl in there. I guess you can make the argument, oh, Britt Baker's kind of attractive. All right, yeah, she's not like a complete pig, right? But all the other ones are unattractive women. I'm not counting Brandy Rhodes. Obviously, Brandy Rhodes is hot. That goes without saying. But that's about it. And maybe, what's her face? Allie from TNA. She's hot. Like, if you saw her at the mall, you'd be like, oh, that's a hot girl, right? But that's about it, man. If you saw her in, like, I don't know, WWE around 2005, you'd be like, oh, get this, like, weird-looking one away from me, right? You had, like, Christy Hemme and, like, super hot girls back then, and now you have this broad. So, you know, it is what it is. What else? Reason number 21. The company has a stupid name, motherfuckers. All Elite Pro Wrestling. Now, obviously, this is because Cody and the Bucks and KennyOmega call themselves The Elite. Now, just think about the level of ego there. You name the company after yourself. You understand what I'm saying there, motherfuckers? Back in the day, WWE used to have these pay-per-views called In Your House. So, and they would be, like, centered around a wrestler, essentially. So it'd be like, not centered around a wrestler, but they'd be named after a wrestler. So they'd be like, WWE presents In Your House, Rock Bottom, right? And The Rock would cut this promo before. He'd be like, Rock says you're at The Rock's pay-per-view. And that was like almost like tongue-in-cheek. It was like, oh, The Rock's going to be there. Isn't that great? But even so, that's one pay-per-view. It's not the entire company, man. This would be like fucking Triple H starting NXT and being like, you know what? We're going to call this Evolution. And the opening theme for NXT, or should I say Wednesday Night Evolution, is the Evolution theme song. And Triple H and Randy Orton and Batista are there. Right? It would be like that. It's stupid. It makes no sense, motherfuckers. But it'd be even worse because imagine Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H have a YouTube show called We Are Evolution. And it's just them doing little skits and being beta males with each other. Except that would never happen because none of those guys are beta males, motherfuckers. All right, next we have Reason 22. They had a #1 contenders match, motherfuckers, between Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc. This would 100% be a dark match, right? A dark match on an episode of Velocity in WWE. Like, if you go to WWE events, they have the dark matches where, like, I remember I went to one many years ago. Lillian Garcia announced, like, some WWE jobber. Or no, it wasn't a WWE jobber. It was some, like, random guy. She was like, this guy is from, like, I don't know, Dallas, Texas or something, right? And then they had this other guy who came in, also a jobber, but he was a hometown hero. And he got a big pop, and Lillian Garcia announced him. That was the dark match, right? Before that match, you had things like Sean O'Haire beat some guy. I didn't even watch this because I had just arrived to the arena. By the time I found my seat, Sean O'Haire had beaten this guy. Rest in peace, Sean O'Haire. I always liked him. But Sean O'Haire was in a match before these two jobbers, who actually had, like, it's probably like a tryout match. They had, like, an actual match with, like the announcers were out. The show was about to start. So a match like Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc would exist only before the hometown hero match in WWE. Or, alternatively, motherfuckers, Jimmy Havoc could join the Darby Allin lookalike from Monday Night Raw, right? And they could be squashed by Braun Strowman or be squashed by the Viking Raiders. That would be their purpose in WWE. They would never seriously make it to the show. So there you have it. What else we got here? Reason 23. The company name, like I said, is stupid. And with that comes this other part. Tyedillenger, motherfuckers, is not elite. Fucking, like I just said, Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc are not elite. Everyone there is presented as if they're elite. The commercials they have, they're like, the wrestling has a new king. Does it? Does it really have a new king? Or is this just an episode of, Tuesday Night Velocity, whatever the fuck it was, Saturday Night Velocity, right? Or is it just that? That's what it is. It's the latter of the two motherfuckers. Tyedillenger isn't elite. So when you tell me you show me a TV commercial and it's Tyedillenger and it's like wrestling is a new king, and I'm like, what? You're associating like Tyedillenger with wrestling's new king being Dynamite? No, fam. No, it sucks. And Reason 24, motherfuckers, they've pretended to bring out a different character for Dean Ambrose that they call Jon Moxley. Oh my God. I know. Before anyone loses their mind, I know. Jon Moxley was in CZW. Yeah, I know. All right. I know. Now, here's the problem with this. It's the same fucking character, motherfuckers. He's the same unhinged lunatic fringe, right? It's the same thing. Think about that. They called him the lunatic fringe in WWE because he was on the fringe and he was a lunatic, motherfuckers. What is he now? He's on the fringe and he is a lunatic. And as a result, he won't even be sanctioned as a wrestler, right? Whereas WWE sanctioned him, no problem. They're like, oh yeah, Dean Ambrose, here he is, sanction him. He's gonna, oh yeah, and you know what? While you sanction him, send him out so he can job out the EC3. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's the same character, guys. Same character. The only difference is that Dean Ambrose now, like, has death matches. Who cares? Nobody. They could have done that in WWE too if they wanted. They didn't. But this idea of like, Dean Ambrose sucks, but Jon Moxley, he's great. No longer will Jon Moxley be like, be held back by WWE creative. You'll see now. Now you'll see what the real Moxley is capable of. What is he capable of? He's doing the same exact shit. How was this guy held back by WWE creative? How? What did they do to him that held him back? He does the same moves. He has the same gimmick. He has the same, like, meaningless negative aura around him. He's just like a loser. You're just looking at me like, oh, this guy, I can't believe that this guy made it as far as he has in WWE. This guy became a WWE champion, man. Now, I get it. We're in an era where Kofi Kingston is champion, or was champion. But come on. Dean Ambrose as champion? That's ridiculous. That's just crazy, man. Anyways, it is what it is. Reason 25. Like I said, people like CodyRhodes couldn't make it at WWE, so he made a company to push himself as the face of the company. With that comes the biggest problem by far of AEW, that everyone in AEW, almost everyone, I should say, not everyone, you have a few good ones, Jericho, I like Dark Order, for example, I like Private Party, that's it, basically. I guess I like the Inner Circle as a concept, but the vast majority of these people, like 99% of them, right, are complete losers. None of these people are stars, motherfuckers. Now, I know this is its own reason, and I said it's the most important reason. You'll understand why in a few seconds, but I know I've talked about this and the other reasons how everyone sucks. But the reality is what the reality is, right? This company has all these wrestlers that will never, I'm telling you right now, that will never amount to nothing. When they did TNA Gut Check, where it was like pseudo real, and they had like Ric Flair as one of the judges, he was evaluating some like gut check jobber, and he was like, this guy will never be the world champion of anything. Like Ric Flair just buried his entire career. He's like, this guy will never be the world champion of anything. It's just not gonna happen, man. He's not good enough. The end, motherfuckers. Just by looking at him. And this is the biggest problem of AEW. All the wrestlers are losers and vanilla midgets. They have, for the most part, zero charisma and zero size. And size matters, motherfuckers. One of my heroes in life, bitches, PS Power, just made a video coming back. And he said in his video that and he was right, of course. He was saying that, like, maybe we should consider bringing back steroids. Not promoting steroids, of course, but he's saying, like, maybe that's what made wrestling awesome. And he's fucking right. Now, I'm not a fan of steroids as a concept. I'm not a fan of any kind of abuse to your body, except for smoking cigarettes, motherfuckers. I love cigarettes. Actually, I quit today, so there you go. That's probably why I'm extra hateful today. I decided to quit. So there you go. I would never condone steroids either, nor did PS Power. But his point was exactly the point that I'm making, which is that if you have a company, he was talking about Seth Rollins mostly, but if you have a company like AEW, we have these tiny, tiny dudes, and as PS Power put it, I got to give credit's due, smaller than the audience members, and especially the audience members of AEW, because those are some big audience members, motherfuckers. They look like straight up whales. Talk about Death Stranding, am I right? Anyways, so there you go, motherfuckers. That's reason 25. Everyone sucks, and everyone is too small. So, thanks for watching this video. Thanks to subscriber number 120. I forgot your name, but if I remember it, I'll say it in the next video. I probably won't remember it. Or if you comment on this video, I'll probably see it, recognize you, because I did get an alert saying that you're a new subscriber. And I will give you a shout out because I'd like to do that to all my fans. But, you know, I can't get around to everything, but because I get some messages and stuff too. But I'm trying, motherfuckers. I'm trying. I like you guys, man. You guys are cool. I do feel like I found my people, man. And I no longer have to sit here and like look at what culture and just look at all the comments and be like, man, everyone is not me. These are all weird people. So anyways, motherfuckers, with that in mind, thanks a lot, and go and fuck yourselves. Selves.